it contains the specific cannabinoids that you need to target hair loss / hair growth. Hey boo, welcome to Hairscripts, the Hairscripts channel. This is your girl and your host, Bevy, and you clicked on this video because you want to know everything about CBD oil and hair loss or hair growth if you are changing the narrative, right? So really quickly, this is kind of like CBD 101. This is for you if you've been hearing the term all over the place and people are using CBD for because it has different therapeutic benefits and therapeutic functions, and you're wondering, hey, or you've heard that it's good for hair loss, or if you didn't know, honey, let me put you on. There is data that supports that using CBD oil is good for stimulating hair growth. And while the mechanism of action is one of those things, meaning how does it work exactly, may not necessarily be straightforward, but obviously it works towards getting other functions in your body working towards growing your hair. So today I'm just gonna educate you, pretty simple, because it's something that I'm learning as well. And what brought this topic was because we had trichologist Elva Wright. She was on the Supernaturals podcast, and if you want to see that episode where she really goes in depth about, you know, how to reactivate sleepy follicles on your scalp, how to reactivate your sleepy follicles, you can watch that podcast episode, shameless plug. But coming back to the point, I'm just going to talk about CBD oil and how it works towards regrowing your hair. So let's first of all, what is CBD? It's basically a phytocannabinoid molecule or compound that's produced by the cannabis plant, aka hemp, aka whatever you want to call it. You know, people used it plenty of times for different reasons before, but this is 0.3%, or it contains less than 0.3% THC, or as some people would say, THC free. And THC is what makes you high, right? So what this CBD oil does or doesn't do, it doesn't make you high. So don't worry about it if you're not a person who doesn't take edibles, if you don't smoke weed, if you're not into that kind of thing. You're really just dealing with that specific molecule and that extract that people are extracting from the cannabis plant for therapeutic benefits, but you're not using it obviously to get high or for those type of benefits, okay? And it doesn't have THC or very little THC, so you're not gonna get high. So moving on to how CBD can help with hair growth. So CBD oil, it doesn't go into your hair follicle per se, right? Instead, it works by helping your body to the ideal condition necessary for maximum hair growth. So let me explain. So there's research, right? There's data that supports that CBD oil can promote restful sleep and reduce stress. If you are like me and you are unfortunately an insomniac and you're always up, you are an overthinker, everything, I mean, you think about everything to the utmost power. You think about all the bad and good things that can happen out of both things that have already happened, things that haven't happened in hypothetical situations. Then CBD oil is definitely good for helping you to reduce stress and to help you with sleep. When you're resting well, obviously your body produces less cortisol, which is a stress hormone, and it's also been linked to hair loss. This stress hormone, CBD oil can lower the amount of cortisol in the body, obviously by lowering your anxiety. If you are super anxious, you got a lot of concerns, a lot of things that keep you up at night, you might want to consider CBD oil. And of course, no sleep, high cortisol, all things that contribute to hair loss. Just an FYI if you didn't know. CBD can also reduce inflammation. So if you have chronic inflammation significantly impacts your hair growth. There's so many different ways that inflammation affects your hair growth. Obviously, inflammation is the body's own way of dealing with some type of disruption in your immune system. And so inflammation, while it's created it's your body's way of actually fending off problems, it also causes other problems in that process. Losing hair is one of the main ones because inflammation, or your body feels like your hair is really not that important. There's other ish to be worried about, like i.e. your organs and certain cells and certain proteins in your body that all needs to work together so that you can actually be healthy. And so that's what your immune system is trying to fend. They're trying to fend off antigens. It's trying to fight off certain things. And so it's just gonna say, F your hair. And usually hair loss is a direct symptom of inflammation. So just so you know, inflammation is really a culprit in hair loss. Hair loss is an inflammatory response. So CBD oil, it suppresses the inflammation. And this can promote a healthier scalp, obviously. And CBD is also suspected to reach sebaceous glands, which secrete oil to lubricate your hair and your hair follicles. So there is data that supports that CBD oil is very effective in reducing inflammation. And if you don't know, now you know that inflammation is like the #1 culprit. I mean, there's so many like DHT and other things, but inflammation across the board affects everyone with hair loss, and hair loss is an inflammatory response, FYI. CBD oil also increases blood circulation. We have a video here that talks about scalp massages, that talks about how to reverse hair loss in 60 days. Please go watch all those videos, go binge watch. You know, outside is opening up, but if you're still stuck in the house for whatever reason, girl, get you some tea, get you some popcorn, and really learn you all this stuff on how to really regrow your hair effectively using these scientific techniques, okay? Back to blood circulation. If you already know, blood circulation is good because it delivers nutrients to your hair follicles, it increases cerebral blood flow, it removes harmful toxins from promoting new growth. And so blood circulation is almost king in hair growth and stimulating hair growth, okay? And so CBD oil within itself has data to back that it increases blood circulation. And if we all know blood circulation within itself increases hair loss. So the best CBD types, because there's so many different CBD oils. So what I don't want you to do is go on Amazon and just type in CBD oil and buy the cheapest one or the most expensive one because you feel like this is what's going to help with your hair loss or hair growth. There is a wide variety of CBD types in the market or on the market that has different therapeutic reasons. And so what I'm going to talk to you about right now are the ones that are really best for hair growth, okay? Or hair treatment. So you want, as far as consumption, you want a full spectrum hemp oil, okay? Consume CBD through full spectrum hemp oil. And this is just good for optimal hair growth, longer hair, fuller hair, all of the above, okay? So if you're looking for a CBD oil for hair specifically, you want a full spectrum hemp oil, okay? There are many variants and variations and alternatives for CBD oil out in the market. The one that you're specifically looking for, sis, is a full spectrum hemp oil, okay? I wish I had like the, you know, like the sing-alongs from back in the day. Like I wish I had that so I can show that to you. Anyway, also pure oil from hemp plants contains all the properties of CBD, which obviously does what I said they do, right? They reduce stress, help with sleep, reduce cortisol level, reduce inflammation, increases blood circulation. That's why you want a full spectrum, so it can take care of the full spectrum. Duh. But anyway, it contains a range of potentially beneficial cannabinoids because it is in its most natural form. And so that's what you want. You want something that's not diluted, something that's not, you know, that hasn't been compromised. And a full spectrum has not been compromised, okay? Hemp oil, obviously. And of course, it contains the specific cannabinoids that you need to target hair loss / hair growth. Now, I have to be fair, right? I have to tell you this because, girl, listen, I wouldn't be this channel. We wouldn't be Hairscripts, aka Beauty Scripts, if we wasn't keeping it 1,000 and a buck with you. And that 1,000 and a buck is that while CBD oil has a load of benefits, it is not for everybody. It ain't for everybody, okay? Now, CBD that does not come with a full spectrum hemp oil can be processed in a way that isolates the CBD compound. So it's removing all the essential nutrients from the oil, is diminishing the quality of the oil. And child, when you use something that's fake, it can have adverse reactions. Let me make this very clear. Prime example that comes to mind is like, since we're in the vein, right? Instead of smoking regular natural marijuana or weed, not that I'm promoting it, that's not what we're doing here. I'm just saying now you're getting K2, and we've seen the reactions that K2 has had on a lot of people, and negative impacts on their mental health, on everything, right? Because it's not natural. You want to source this from experts in hair care. And so that's why I recommend, if you don't know a damn thing about CBD oil, and even me telling you a full spectrum hemp oil is the best way to go, and you're still like, I don't know what to do, my recommendation is the Vegamore CBD Infused Multivitamin for hair. So shout out to Vegamore, who did not sponsor this video. They don't know I exist, and they don't even care because they're doing exceptionally well with sales. So absolutely, this is not a sponsor, and this is not to help them. This is just me trying to make life easy peasy for you. I'm giving you the 101, the ABCs of CBD. So cute. The ABC of CBD. And what I don't want is for you to go out there and then be exposed to black market CBDs, stuff that has high percentages of THC, and you're just giving yourself, you're just doing something, and you're not doing what you need to do. And so if you don't know, now you know. Vegamore has CBD infused multivitamins for hair. I personally haven't tested them, and I don't know exactly how they work, but I do know that Vegamore really spends a lot of time and even research on developing products specific to hair loss and hair growth, right? So it's 100% vegan, it's powered by full spectrum hemp oil extracts, contains an array of ingredients to support hair growth like zinc, folic acid, and biotin. If you're on this channel, you know that we are proponents of zinc and folic acid. I don't really F the biotin too hard, but hopefully it's not in high concentrations. That's not a big deal. It's a vitamin B derivative, and so vitamin B within itself is very excellent for hair. Biotin can cause other issues like acne. That's not this video, but for the most part, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Now, there's also something called micro-encapsulated CBD. So some types of CBD oil can be applied directly to the hair follicle to stimulate hair growth. And this is really what microencapsulation is. A compound is stored in such a way that it produces small particles to deliver a controlled amount into a target area. So another product that I think you would really, again, shout out to Vegamore, who obviously spent a lot of time in the CBD library, and they decided that CBD was going to be their main active or their main star ingredient. CBD is their Beyonce. So Vegamore's micro-encapsulated product broken down CBD into so listen, I don't want to make this confusing because CBD goes deep. And CBD, no pun, and CBD within itself can be, there's just so much. That's why I say this is the ABCs and to CBD and the 101, because this is for beginners. This is for someone who knows absolutely nothing but heard through the grapevine or clicked on this video because they didn't know that CBD could be effective and has data that supports that it's effective for hair growth. So while I'm not going to go into how they break down the serum and blah, 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 just know that the way that they micro-encapsulate the product, they make it extremely effective and potent. So you're not losing potency, you're not losing efficacy, you're not losing safety, okay? And so the way Vegamore's product does this, the smaller the nanometer amount, it allows the CBD to actually penetrate the upper layer of the skin, which is the epidermis, to get into the hair follicle's root for maximum benefit. Okay, and this is a different product that they have. They have a micro-encapsulated product. So go on the Vegamore website. They have obviously several products. I spoke about their hair growth serum in a different video. Check that out. The best products on Amazon to support your hair growth journey. Check that video out. Vegamore is highlighted on there, but this is specific to their CBD line. Go on the Vegamore website and check out their CBD line because they absolutely put the research into this. They put the thought into this. And I believe in companies that understands the chemistry and the science behind these things, and they put together a cocktail that's optimal for absorption and for safety, efficacy, and for all the benefits, right? So instead of you trying to figure it out on your own, just use the Vegamore CBD products. And so basically, I just want to reiterate, for those of you who want to avoid medical procedures, if you want to take a more natural, homeopathic, at-home approach, CBD oil could be the right solution for you. It has a whole bunch of research and data which you can find is accessible out there that supports that it has so many benefits, so many functions, and so many therapeutic benefits that within itself contributes to hair growth. But these micro encapsulated products also can penetrate the follicle to produce and stimulate hair growth. And so there are so many different ways to apply this oil, or to utilize the CBD to really enhance it and take it another notch. But I'm gonna leave you with the cliffhanger. You're gonna have to check out our other video on how to awaken your sleepy follicles. And in that video, we're gonna talk about how you can use the CBD oil in conjunction with other techniques to finally reactivate those follicles that's been sleeping for a long time, and to grow hair in areas that you didn't know, on your head anyway, that could regrow hair. How to reactivate that sleepy follicle, get it back up, get it back to alive, resurrect it from the dead, honey, so you can start growing hair that you didn't know you had, okay, or still had in you. So if you want to check out that video, I'm not going to talk about it here. But if you like what I talked about CBD so far, please subscribe to this channel. There is so much tea, so much value that we offer about just how to release the inner baddie that's in you through hair growth techniques, but also skincare techniques, wellness, just a whole slew of things. If you want to be the baddie that you've never had a chance to be, or you know that you can be, girl, subscribe to this channel. And if you don't want to be left at this cliffhanger, check out that video on how to waken up your sleep, how to reawake or how to reactivate your sleepy follicles, wake them sleepy follicles up, and how to finally regrow hair. And I'll talk to you about how to apply the CBD oil or micro encapsulated CBD products so that you can really intensify the benefits of the CBD oil. Thank you. I'll see you at that other video.